guys, Eve here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I decided to do kind of like my normal go-to everyday makeup routine. My routine, even though I don't have any falsies on, is still pretty full coverage, still pretty glam. I like to call it like my natural day glam, I guess. But I pretty much do this every day that I go to work or have to go somewhere fast. So like I said, I wear this look pretty much every day. However, some days I do switch up on different color schemes. So you basically need a transition shade, a lighter shade, a darker shade, and then a lid shade. That's pretty much what I use, and then I'll finesse it here and there. So if you guys are interested in how I got this makeup look and the steps I take to get it, go ahead and keep on watching. Let's go. Hey guys, alright, so I already did my eyebrows and primed my eyes, and we're heading straight into the Glam palette. So the first shade I'm grabbing is the shade Silk Cream, and I'm using that as my transition shade, so I'm popping that straight into the crease. If you've seen my channel before, you already know that Silk Cream is like my most used transition shade. It's just the perfect undertone. And then for my medium tone, I'm actually grabbing the shade Pooter from the same palette, and we're putting that in the crease as well, but blending it a little bit lower and into that outer V. And we're actually going to bring it pretty far into the eyelid, so we're bringing it from the outer V to right above the pupil. This way all the colors blend together seamlessly, and it kind of makes my eyes look a little bit more elongated and larger in my opinion. And then the trick to this look is to make sure that everything is super blended out, so we're doing some reverse blending. So we're taking the shade Silk Cream once again, and we're blending out that transition shade. Then taking more of a precision blending brush, we're actually grabbing the shade Buns, which is like a warm tone, medium brown shade I would say, and we're popping that right into the outer corner, into that outer V. So we're creating that V shape and then dragging the shade close towards the center of my eyelids again. And then going into the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, we're grabbing the shade Vermeer, and we're kind of creating a soft cut crease. So we're not cutting the crease with concealer first, we're just taking that shimmer shade and putting it onto the inner portion of my eyelid and sort of making a sharp line, carving it out. And then I flip that brush right around and I blend out the edges just to make sure, once again, that it's all seamless. And then I didn't film it, but I'm grabbing the shade Cypress Umber from the same palette, and I'm sort of smoking out some liner right there, dragging the liner upward into the eye, and then blending it out a little bit further with that precision blending brush with no added product. And then for my brow bone, I'm grabbing the shade Tempera from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I kind of want to go over the edges of the transition shade and up onto the brow bone. So now that my eyes are done, I'm going to put on my foundation, and now that my foundation is done, I am going to go ahead and bronze my face. And this bronzer is actually the bronzer I'm trying to pan. It's the Hoola Benefit Bronzer, which is not cruelty free for your information. I'll go ahead and leave a dupe in the description box down below, but I'm bronzing underneath my cheekbones and on my forehead and on my chin, just defining my features, warming it up. And then grabbing my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party, and I'm putting that on the apples of my cheeks and blending it towards the temples. Now that it's colder out and my face hasn't really seen the sun, I'm getting more on my pale side, and so to define my features and give me a little bit more life, I like to go a little bit more heavy-handed with blush. I'm saying a little bit a lot. And then for my highlight, I'm grabbing the e.l.f. highlight in the shade Moonlit Pearls. I've actually remembered that name for you guys. After using it in a couple of videos, I now know what it's called, but I'm putting it everywhere where I normally highlight, on my cheekbones, on my nose, cupid's bow, inner corners, brow bone, all that jazz. But to make sure that it really stands out on my cheekbones, I do go ahead and I spritz the brush. Just gives me a little bit of that extra glow, that extra bling. And then I'm smoking up my lower lash line with the shade MFEO, which stands for Made for Each Other. This is from the Jaclyn Hill palette. This just kind of defines my eyes a little bit more. And then I'm carving out the cheekbones and cleaning up that bronzer with my RC Manual Color Powder and my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And I'm brushing that away right away. We don't want to do any baking today. And then setting my face with the NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray just to make sure that all the powder sinks into my skin and everything stays in place all day. And then I'm pouncing that beauty sponge into my face just to make sure that it sets nicely over the highlight. And then grabbing my NYX Slide On
eye pencil in the shade White, putting that into my waterline just to help open my eyes a little bit more, make me a little bit more awake. And then I'm curling my lashes, preparing them for the mascara. And the mascara I'm using today is the Buxom Lash Mascara. So on days that I don't wear falsies, I like to focus my mascara on the outer portion of my eye, and that kind of creates more of a cat eye effect, and it really feathers it out, elongates my eye, makes them look a little bit more almond shaped. And then for my lower lash line, I'm grabbing the Pixie by Petra Lower Lash Line Detail Mascara. And then to set my brows in place, I'm grabbing my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. And then for the lips, I'm grabbing my Tarteist lip paint in the shade Birthday Suit, and this is a terrible shot of the application, but you'll see the color in a second. And then I'm going to go over that RC Made No Color powder one more time just to make sure that it's really wiped away.
Alright guys, so this is my go-to everyday natural glam makeup look. It's something that for me is relatively simple, so I can put this on relatively quickly, but I still feel like I look very put together. And I feel like that's why I always rely on this look. If you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you around. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye guys. So a little disclaimer, I have like a kink or so right here.